Okay, we haven't seen too many lifters from India out here at this championships.
Yeah, the ones we have seen, though, have done a fantastic job. We had a lady yesterday who I don't think a single lift looked difficult until her very, very last deadlift. Deema of India, that was. This is Ganesh Gaurav.
Nice to see all these lifters getting their openers in.
Yeah, very nice for Ganesh. Named, I'm presuming, after the Hindu god. Potentially.
For his third squat.
Well, I hope you're right. So, 237.5 on the bar now. This is Ganesh Gaurav of India. And, I mean, I know that we're only halfway through each group on each platform, but this is going to move them to 11th place in squat, which is no mean feat in a competition of this high standard.
That's a real struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, his last one didn't move incredibly quickly, but that was definitely slower. He's got
You've
one
got
red
one
light.
leg for depth.
Yeah, from the side ref. In one for depth, then you've gone too deep. I mean, that's, personally, I wouldn't quite like to play with fire that much. But
it's a point of view.
Yeah, Ganesh Gaurav coming out now for 240 kilos for his third attempt. 4 guys remain in this group, and then we're going to go straight into our second group with...
So he's only gone up 2.5 kilos, very conservative, but I think that's fair.
Yeah. So for those that have attended competitions before, you know, if you have an A and B group, the A group finishes their third squats, and the A group comes straight in after them.
Oh, he's driving through it.
Yes. I mean, they've all looked tough, but maybe that's just how his style is. And no problems there. Now for his first attempt at 167.5. 370 pounds for the Indian lifter. His squats were beautifully judged. Here he is. Just explaining to the spotters exactly how he wants his handoff. And using a lot of hand signals as well, bearing in mind that there can be big language barriers. I think most of the spotters are Czech. There may be some Swedes here, but an Indian lifter isn't necessarily going to have a lot of either language.
This is a very close grip.
It is. Bar's got a long way to go, but whatever works for you.
It may be due to some shoulder impingement. He's clearly strong in that position.
Yeah, no problem at all. That was incredibly powerful.
Most lifters will choose a much wider grip than that. It limits the range of motion.
3 whites for him. Yeah, powerlifting is a very supportive sport.
It is.
About the only time you'll see people with the stone face on is when they're directly up against somebody, and even at the end of the competition, you'll usually see. There's a great photo on social media of
Kimberly Walford and Isabella von Weissenberg yesterday. Big hug and big smiles for each other straight after being head-to-head in competition.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
172.5 for Ganesh Gaurav of India. This is a 5 kilo PB, and again we see that very narrow grip. That's unusual. But
he certainly had no trouble with his first press. Took a little while to get the start command there. I think that's because his feet were moving around.
Looked a little tougher. I mean, that's almost a close grip bench, which is what some people train.
I would say that was a close
technical lift. More commands, more failures. More things to get right. Setup takes longer. And this is why the IPF run bench-only competitions as well. Which we had in Japan just, 2-3 weeks ago now?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, I think it might have been just 3 weeks ago. Quite a few lifters and officials came straight from Japan to Sweden.
And that's a real tough ask. You're going to have peaked for one competition. You've got to maintain that peak to the other one. That's almost superhuman stuff.
Here we see that narrow grip again. It was the second lift we're seeing. It was quite tough.
It was. Gaurav Ganesh from India.
Very tricep dominant when the grip is so narrow.
Oh,
and he's pushing
this
through
is a real
it.
grinder.
Oh,
Just
not
tipped to one
quite.
side.
That was so close.
So, I mean, he hit a PB on his second